Hey guys, it's Amadou here. So just recording this quick video just to, you've seen the title, man. Yeah, there's no like, running around birds. You've seen the title, you know what this video is about. How do you make work fun? Have you ever asked yourself how there's just some guys who work 12-hour days and you're just struggling to work even 2 hours or 4 hours? You're always procrastinating. You can't get yourself to really do any qualitative work. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why those guys are able to work as hard and how you can start implementing their strategies to work as hard as them or even harder. So, let's just understand for before going into how to actually work hard, how to actually make work fun, let's go into what work actually is. So how do you define work? My definition of work is when effort meets resistance. Okay, so when you're either moving something or going in a direction where there is some resistance that you're encountering. When you think about physics, in physics, right, there's this concept of like literally work in physics is either work that's moving something in a different position or transferring energy, or it's resisting a force that's being applied to it, right? So this is what work is pretty much. This is how I define work. When you're putting in effort and you're meeting resistance as consequence of putting in effort, right? That generates some type of pain, and that is what I classify as work. Okay, so work is not sitting around at a desk and doing whatever you have, or like looking through Excel's. Work is not, it's not none of this stuff. Essentially, there is almost no activity. Almost, there are certain activities, but most of the activities that you would want to do to achieve the goals you want to achieve can be classified as working. Taking a shower, cleaning yourself up, that is working, man. It is working. Why? Because you're putting in effort to scrub out the dirt, which is we can call it the resistance, and that leads you to being clean, right? You use soap, you use a loafer. If you're clean, you use one. I use one. The guys I know use them. So that's that. What is dressing? For example, I have a suit on right now. I was working before. I am just recording this quick video straight after work. Dressing is just you're putting your clothes on, right? And you're taking the clothes and putting them onto yourself. You're making effort. The clothes obviously bring some resistance because they have a certain weight, right? So you moving the clothes requires some effort, and that's work. Making your bed is work. Cooking is work. Cleaning is work, right? So all of these activities can be classified as work. Funny enough, a lot of actually, when you consider like sports are work. They're work. You're using effort, you're meeting resistance, usually from the opponent or the other team, towards achieving a goal, which is also, that's one part of the equation I missed. Obviously, it's work. When the effort meets resistance, and that effort and it's put into use towards the achievement of a certain goal, right? And the resistance is what's in between the situation you're in right now and the goal that you want to achieve, right? So, for example, you're undressed. The goal is to get dressed. You put in effort, and the resistance is the weight of the clothes, or maybe the resistance is that you don't like this type of clothes. I know some people who don't like dressing like this. They don't like putting on a nice suit. They don't like putting on a nice shirt. They don't like putting on ties. They've never put a tie on themselves, right? And why does that happen? Because it's not part of their identity. Okay, so they just don't see themselves as somebody who puts on a tie, who puts on a nice suit, right? And it's something that I have for a very small period of time struggled with as well, right? So it's the concept of like not seeing yourself as a person that should put that on, right? And that's, you can consider that work. If you're pushing through resistance, that's work. Taking a cold shower, for example, I consider that as work. Hell, even eating clean, you can consider that as work. Pretty much everything where you're putting in effort to achieve a certain goal and you're meeting resistance, you can consider that work. And guess what? Putting in effort and being met with resistance naturally leads to feeling pain, which is not necessarily physical pain. For example, if you're working out at the gym, usually the feeling the soreness from the muscle or just like the pain of pushing through or being under tension, that's physical pain. If you're making cold calls, maybe it's the pain, the feeling of being, the fear of being rejected, that's what you're considering as pain. But no matter what, when you're working, you're going to feel pain. So let's go back to the first question. We've defined work now. So work is pretty much the same as pain. You cannot work without feeling pain of some sort, or at least expending energy. Now, or at least expending energy, man. So that's all work is, okay? So how do you make work fun? Why when you are working, you're not having fun? So based off of my definition of work, like I said, sports can be defined as work, right? And you know what the funny thing is? Video games can be defined as work. Because when you think about it, when you're playing fucking Elden Ring, like you are quite literally working. You're grinding, you're fighting monsters, you're being careful about dodging at the right time and using the right combination and memorizing the pattern of the boss to try to dodge at the right time, find the openings for the right attacks. Like, how is that not work? But somehow when you're doing that, you're so enthralled in the experience. You're so focused. You're enjoying it. And somehow you don't classify that as work. You actually classify that as rest time. Imagine that. That's insane. Now, I'm pretty sure you're still not convinced on the fact that video games are actual work. So I want you to listen back to the point I just made in case you didn't really dive deep into your head, right? Video games are work. Sports are work. In most cases, socializing is work. Literally, there is almost zero activities in the entire world that you can do that cannot be classified as work. Hence why the quote, it is a quote I love, right? But I don't remember who said it, but it's a powerful quote, man. If you don't love work, you don't love life. Because life is working, man. Everything you do is work. Whether you're building a house, whether you're building a business, whether you're being an employee, whether you're playing video games, whether you're building a project, whether you see you're expending energy, you're using effort, you're going through resistance, and you're either building something or putting something together, okay? Or creating something from nothing. Being an artistic person, for example, drawing is work, man. Making videos like this is work, man. Like, and that's why I'm making this video, because so many people have this negative perception of work. They think of work as something negative that has to be boring and it's bothering you and you'd rather do something else. Well, fucking man. You can't do anything but work. Now, there are some caveats to this, obviously, as with almost everything. Some activities are not considered work. If you take drugs, Would you say that's work? I mean, I wouldn't say taking drugs is work. Getting the drugs sure is work. That is work for sure. But taking the drugs themselves is not work. There are some activities that, like I said, don't classify as work. Sleeping is not work. Sleeping is not work for sure. Some other activities, taking drugs, but it's very few activities. So let's just go back to the reason why you clicked on this video. It's been 10 minutes in and I haven't answered your question. Just goes to show how weak of a YouTuber I am. So I'm not that good at making content. But again, I'm making this just off the dome, straight after work. You know, I don't have a script, I don't have anything, just the natural thoughts I had throughout the day. So how do you make work fun, right? How do we define fun actually? What is fun? If I define personally fun as an enjoyable experience. And usually, when it comes to enjoyable experiences, they're actually enjoyable because they give us a spike of emotions, right? When you are doing something that you consider fun, it's fun because whilst doing it, you're feeling a heightened sense of emotion. For example, if you go to the fucking what's the name, like, I don't know, some type of entertainment park where you like have all types of machines that you can get onto, and they like bring you all the way up in the sky and then down back to the ground. People consider that fun, right? But really, when you think about it, the feeling of feeling fun comes from the fact that it's a very, very huge spike of emotions. So you go from feeling nothing to all of a sudden feeling a very heightened emotion, and then going back to base level or slightly above or slightly below, right? And that's what they consider fun. And when you're looking at all the activities in which you think you're having fun, that's all the fun is. When you're that's all really the feeling of fun is when you're taking drugs. Why do you feel fun? Because you get the spike, right? It's that when you're eating, I don't know, when you're eating food that tastes good and you're talking to people that you like. Why do you feel fun? Because you're maybe experiencing a very heightened feeling of joy, you know, and that's what you define as fun, right? So how do you make work fun? But okay, let's do a step back, right? Let's do a step back. Let's step back for a moment. So how do you have fun when you're playing sports, right? Because oftentimes when you're playing sports, you're not feeling, I mean, unless you're winning, for example, you're playing a game and you're winning, you don't really feel like a heightened sense of fun, right? You only feel that at the end. So at the end of the game, maybe you make the game-winning shot, you know, and you win the game, and oh my God, bro, and you're feeling amazing, you're feeling terrific, right? And you can say, I had a lot of fun playing today. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. For most of the game, you're just playing. And how are you having fun while you're playing basketball, for example? You're running around, or this is work. You're running around, you're expending energy, you're putting in effort through resistance. Literally, you have other people on the other side trying to stop you from doing something, right? So that fits perfectly the definition of work. You are working when you're playing basketball, when you're playing soccer, when you're playing all of these sports, you are working, right? But how do you have fun when you're working? You don't have fun when you're playing with some people that are way too good for you, that are way too strong. You know, I guess it's the third. It's almost it's almost New Year's, so not surprised. I don't know if you've heard that from the camera, but you know, it's just like it's New Year's. I guess I'll still work today because I'm a G, you know. But jokes aside, anyways. You don't feel fun when you're playing with people who are way better than you, and there's no competition and there's not a challenge, right? You need a challenge. If you're playing with people that are too good for you, you're not gonna feel like you're having fun. Switch sides if you play with people who are just trash at the game and you're way better than them. It doesn't really feel that much fun after a while, does it? So you see, the concept of having fun comes from okay, let me do a little bit of a step back even here. Before talking about the fun, we're going to talk about the fact that the only situations in which you're having fun while playing sports is when you're in the so-called flow. What does that mean? It means when you're focused on the achievement of a goal, right? And that's where I want to lead this into, right? That's the whole premises behind this video, is that you're having fun when you're purposely working towards the achievement of a goal, because your brain, your body, your entire being as a human being is a goal-striving mechanism, right? And you're focused only when you're in a challenge, right? Only when you're in a challenging situation where you're clearly trying to achieve one goal and you're putting in your resources and your focus towards achieving that specific goal, right? That's how you have fun in sports. That's how you have fun when playing video games. That's literally how you have fun in almost every single situation, right? So how do we apply this to work? It's very simple, actually. You need to have one goal for what you're trying to achieve when you're working. You need to have a challenge that's going to put you in the flow. I don't know if you've watched Blue Lock, but if you did, this concept is pretty clear to you. You know, if the challenge is too high, you're not going to be in a flow state, because it's going to be a level too high for you, and you're not going to be able to fully utilize all your resources for the achievement of that goal. And switch it up. If the challenge is too easy, again, you're not going to be feeling any fun, because you're going to be bored, actually, because the challenge is too easy and you cannot utilize your resources to the fullest. So you only get in the flow when you're actually met with something that's at your skill level or slightly harder. So simply said, how do you have fun whilst doing work? Is just do activities, do some type of work that's actually challenging to you, so it's just at your limit, at the limit of your skill level or slightly higher. Have a specific goal that you want to achieve with the work, and do not get distracted. Put all your resources, put all your focus into the completion of the task and the achievement of the goal. And this probably you're saying like, bro, why did I watch 18 minutes just to learn that I have to fucking focus to have fun while working? It's because up until this point in your life, I guarantee you thought about working as something that is supposed to be boring, as something that you have to do, but you'd rather do something else. Actually, matter of fact, I know for a fact you're thinking about becoming rich just so you can stop working and enjoy your life. Well, newsflash, that is impossible. It's not going to happen. And you know why it's not going to happen? Because to achieve the goals you have, you need to put in 10x the amount of work you think you need to do. You think you can get away with, bro, no. You need to put in way more work, man. Way more work. You need to put in way more work than you need. And if the work is not fun, if the work is not enjoyable, you're gonna quit, like most people do. Most people have the same exact goals you have, they have the same exact dreams you have. The difference between the people who achieve their dreams, their goals, and the people who do not is that the people who don't, they don't find their work fun because they haven't made their work fun. You have to make it fun, man. You have to make it a game, right? And here's the thing. Here is the funny thing. Everybody talks about you have to gamify life. You have to gamify video games. You have to gamify like work. Bullshit, man. Games are based on real life work. And once you understand this, I promise you, you will never, ever, ever struggle with not working or not feeling like working or not enjoying the work ever, ever again. Now, this video has been a little bit long, it's 20 minutes, right? But I promise you, if you actually, aside from the fact that maybe I'm not clear, I know my skills in talking to a camera are not that great yet. I'm developing them still, but I guarantee you, if you watch the video and you truly understand the concepts I've explained to you, you will now be able to work whilst having fun with it. It will actually become an obsession. You will actually think 24/7, how can I work more? And you will enjoy it. You will have fun. And you will actually think, I would rather work than do this. I would rather work than do that. You want to know why? Because while you're working, you're in a flow, you're in a trance. You're completely focused on the achievement of the goal. You're putting all your resources into trying to achieve the goal that you've set for yourself. And newsflash, when you do that, it is impossible not to enjoy yourself. Because that's what we were made to enjoy. That's how we as human beings enjoy life. Remember, if you don't love work, you don't love life, man. So make it so that you love your work. It was a pleasure talking to you today. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, just comment below. I'm gonna try to answer to all the comments. And spread this video to all the people you know. Put a like, subscribe, put a notification every now and then some video will come up. I'm trying to be fairly consistent with these videos, so you'll see some more. And yeah, this is what you need to implement to succeed in 2025, because all your goals, in order to achieve them, you need work. It's literally in the definition of work. Well, you have a great year. I hope you have a great year, man. A year where you actually achieve your goals and you get satisfied by the amount of success that you're able to achieve. And you're able, and you're first of all in full health and able to provide for all the people you care for. Peace.